Oh, hey, I want you to know about slammed on my brakes as I listened to an interview with Aravind Srinivas, the co-founder and CEO of Perplexity AI, now valued at $20 billion as a company, and challenging giants like OpenAI and Google and Meta. And in November 2023, the company's valuation back then was just 50 million. That's 2 years. And if you don't know about Perplexity, gosh, you don't say that fast. It's one of the AI platforms that's bold enough to step into the arena with Google. And Jeff Bezos, well, he's invested in Perplexity. Just saying. All right, so here we go. That tells me something. But here's what really got me. Aravind talked about how artificial intelligence is shifting power from corporations to individuals, how it's transforming careers and education and decision making. And I listened closely. Just saying. Welcome back to Just a Point of View. I am Denise Reed, your host, and I am going to be your proverbial digital canary in the digital coal mine. And I am chirping so far. Everything Aravind said validated what I've been doing to build my business for the last, let's just say the past year, with the help of AI. And if I'm right, and I believe I am, digital advertising as we know it today is about to take a serious kick in the teeth. The way people search, the way we make decisions, the way we find businesses like yours and mine, it's all changing right now. So today, here's my chirp. I'm testing this shift in real time with my own business, and I am here to tell you the air is changing. But if you adapt now, you won't just survive, you will thrive. Small but mighty should be your theme song, people. So let's talk about what's coming, why it matters, and what you need to do about it. Why are digital ads dying? Let me paint you a picture of how things used to work and how they're changing right now. The old way, you needed customers, so you bought ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads. You paid platforms to put your business in front of people who were searching for what you had to offer. The platforms controlled access to your audience and you pay digital rent every single month to each of them, and it worked for a while. The new reality, people aren't searching the same way anymore. Instead of typing a question into Google and scrolling through 10 blue links and 3 sponsored ads, they're asking ChatGPT, they're asking Perplexity, they're asking Claude, and here's the kicker. These AI tools give answers directly. No ads, no clicking through websites, just answers, just summaries of what we're searching for. Think about what that means. If someone asks Perplexity, what's the best executive office space in Chattanooga? It's not going to show them 3 sponsored listings at the top. It's not going to synthesize information and give them direct. It's going to actually synthesize information and give them a direct answer based on credibility, reviews, and content. Now let that sit with you for just a minute. Based on credibility, reviews, and content. The platforms that made billions by selling you access to customers, they are losing control. Think about the executives who built their entire lead generation strategy on paid ads. They're about to have a problem, and it will be a huge one. Just think about how many ads you click through on TV. Click, click, click. But here's the opportunity. AI is shifting power from corporations to individuals. Let me repeat that for those fixing dinner and listening in to this episode. AI is shifting power from corporations to individuals, from platforms to people, from paid access to earned trust, validated trust through purchases and interactions. And if you position yourself correctly, this shift is the best thing that could happen to your business if you're willing to step into the arena. So if ads are dying, what replaces them? How do you get found? How do you build your pipeline? The answer is something Google has been telling us, but most people ignored it because they could just buy their way to the top. It's called EEAT. EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Let me break this down. All right, here goes. Experience, the first E in EEAT. Ask yourself these questions related to your brand. Have you actually done the thing you're talking about? Can you speak from real world results, not just theory around your brand story? All right, here's the second E, expertise. Do you know your field deeply? Can you teach, guide, and solve problems that others cannot? Can you give examples of your expertise? All right, here's authoritativeness, the A in EEAT. Are you recognized as a leader in your space, in your market? Do people reference you, quote you, trust you with your opinion? All right, here's the T, trustworthiness. Are you consistent, transparent, and reliable? Do you show up, deliver, and stand behind your work? For the distracted but interested, EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. You should be taking notes now. Pause the video, go grab a piece of paper and a pen, and here's why this matters. AI tools like Perplexity and ChatGPT don't rank businesses on who paid the most for ads. They rank based on credibility, on content, on trust signals like reviews and examples of work, and expertise. If you haven't been creating content that demonstrates your experience and expertise, if you've been building authority through podcasts, blogs, and social media, if you've been showing up consistently and authentically, you're already positioned to win in this new world. And if you haven't, you're missing opportunities now. Let me tell you what it looks like in my business. Actually, for the past year, I've been investing time and money in organic content, which includes blog posts, this podcast/videocast. Social media. I've updated my company's website. I've optimized my Google My Business profile. I built my personal brand around AI expertise, business experience, and exposure as we have served other businesses. And here's the thing. I currently spend, guess how many dollars? Zero. Goose egg. Nada. The big circle on advertising. But in the last few months, I've gained 2 private office clients. I have a podcast and video cast consultant client coming to talk about podcast and video casting strategies. And 98% of my clients find me through organic search and content. That is not luck. It's EEAT in action. So allow me to drill this phrase into your subconscious. Experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. I didn't make this up. This is straight from Google. I'm not paying platforms for access to my audience. I'm not spamming my audience with email that has no value content and offers consistent offers. I'm building trust. I'm demonstrating expertise and showing up consistently. And when people search for what I offer, whether they use Google, Perplexity, or ChatGPT, my content, my credibility, and my authority show up as a rallying cry. This is the future. The future of value to your ideal client. And it's already here. You just may not have noticed it. So why am I telling you all this? Why does it matter to you? Because I'm your canary in the digital coal mine. If you don't know the reference, miners used to bring canaries into coal mines because the birds were more sensitive to toxic gases. And if the canary stopped singing, the miners knew that danger was coming and they needed to get out, shift it. I'm that canary. I'm testing this shift in real time. And I'm willing to take the calculated risk and study the strategy. I'm building my business on organic content, linked and referenced stories built around our brand with EEAT guiding principles. While everyone else is still dumping money into Facebook and Google ads, it's not about keyword stuffing your content either. I'm here to tell you the air is changing. I'm not saying ads will disappear overnight. I am saying the return on investment is shrinking. The cost per lead is rising. And the executives who adapt now, who start building their EEAT foundation today, are going to have a massive advantage over the ones who wait. And I have gathered this from more than one source, just saying. So here's what I'm seeing in my business. My organic content with relatable information to my brand is bringing in qualified leads who are ready to buy. In fact, several of them have self-selected not to be here because they realize that our brand is not the right fit for them. My podcast/videocast is positioning me as a skilled user. Almost an expert, but I'm not claiming that title. I'll let someone else give it to me. Not just a vendor. My AI expertise is opening new revenue streams, mega increasing my productivity and creativity. In fact, I never expected all this. My Google My Business profile has been optimized with real content and reviews and is doing the heavy lifting. I have to brag about our 5-star reviews here. And that's the best part. I own this foundation that I'm building on. I'm not renting access from a platform with paid ads. I'm not at the mercy of algorithm changes, spam filters, or rising ad costs. I am building equity in my brand, my expertise, and my reputation. And you should too. That's what this shift is really all about. It's not just about AI replacing search engines. It's about power shifting from corporations to individuals, from platforms to people, from paid access to earned trust. And if you're an executive who's been relying on ads to fill your pipeline, this is your wake-up call. Tweety-dee-dee-dee. Just saying. All right, so what do you actually do with this information? I am here with a clear action plan. You can start this week. Step 1, audit your ad spend versus your content investment. Pull up your financials and go look if you can't spout the numbers off the top of your head. How much are you spending on ads every month? Now ask yourself, how much are we investing in creating content that builds our EEAT brand story? Remember, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. If you're spending thousands on ads and zero on content, you are building your house on rented land. When the platform changes the rules, and they will, you're starting from scratch. So start shifting that budget, even if it's just 20% to start. Invest in content creation, in building your organic presence, your brand, and demonstrating your expertise. All right, step 2, start building EEAT through authentic expertise. You don't need to be a content creator or a social media influencer. I'm not saying that. You just need to share what you know everywhere in a digital space that makes sense for your brand. Write a blog post about a problem you solve for a client. Record a short video explaining a concept in your industry. Share a case study or a lesson learned. Post on social media about a trend you're seeing. The goal isn't to go viral. The goal is to build a body of work that demonstrates your expertise, your experience, your authority, and trustworthiness. Google's EEAT framework. And here's the secret. AI can help you do this faster than ever before. All right, step 3, use AI to create this content, not just consume it. This is where most executives miss the opportunity. They use AI to get answers, to research, to save time, and that's all great. But the real advantage is using AI to create the content that builds your EEAT from your master prompt content. Just saying, I've created a skeleton that you can connect with to create your master prompt. And I've given you some hacks that I had to learn from multiple sources. I use AI every single week to draft blog posts, refine social media captions, to brainstorm my podcast topics, and develop my messaging. It doesn't write content for me. I bring the experience and expertise. It helps me get my ideas out faster, better organized, and more consistently. That's the time advantage. Don't just use AI to research your prospects. Use AI to build the content engine that brings prospects to you and incorporate your master prompt. All right, here's step 4. Optimize your Google My Business profile. If you are a local business, you have brick and mortar like here at the Concierge Office Suites, or you serve a specific geographic area, your Google My Business profile is your most valuable asset right now. Our clients are just beginning to understand this. Update it. Target your description towards your cash cow service product. Add photos that relate to your brand. Respond to reviews to underscore your care about your client's service experience. Post updates with real-world positive experience. Make sure your information is accurate and compelling. Why? Because when someone asks ChatGPT or Perplexity for a recommendation in your area, those tools are pulling from sources like Google My Business reviews and content. And Perplexity can even pull from your video content without you having to even transcribe it. So I'll share that 98% of my clients find the Concierge Office Suites through our Google My Business profile. That's not an accident. And I've invested time in sharing relatable information that meets our potential clients' needs and concerns. All right, here is step 5. Think long-term, but act now. This shift isn't happening next year. It's happening right now. But the executives who win are the ones who start building today. You don't have to do everything at once. Just start. One blog post, one video, one optimized profile, one piece of content that demonstrates your expertise. Heck, send your link to your Google My Business and encourage your clients to give you feedback. And then do it again next week and the week after that. Because here's the truth. EEAT, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness isn't built overnight. But every week you wait is a week your competitors are getting ahead. All right, the happiness connection. Now that this canary has sung this tune, now you know me if you've watched or listened to Just a Point of View, my podcast/videocast, for any length of time, for even just 2 episodes. I am always #chasing happiness fiercely. So let me connect the dots here for you. This isn't just about marketing strategy or staying ahead of the trends. This is about freedom, autonomy, and building a business that brings you joy. When you rely on paid ads, you're at the mercy of the platform. Algorithms change, there are rising costs, there are policy shifts, and none of it is in your control. That is stressful. That is exhausting. That is why I stopped paying for ads. That is the opposite of happiness. But when you build your business on EEAT, your experience, your expertise, your authoritativeness, and your trustworthiness, you own the foundation. You're not renting it. You're building equity. And here's what that feels like. Confidence. You know your value isn't dependent on an ad budget. Your expertise speaks for itself. Freedom. You're not scrambling to adjust every time a platform changes the rules. Your content, your authority, your trust, that's yours. All right. Purpose. You are not just selling, you're teaching, guiding, and helping people. That is meaningful work. Legacy. Now just think about it. Legacy. The content you create, the expertise you share, that outlives any ad campaign. You are building something that lasts. Now that is fierce happiness. That's autonomy, mastery, and purpose, all wrapped up in a business strategy that actually works, and I love it. All right, I am so passionate about this shift. It's not just good for business, it's good for your sanity. So here's where we are. Digital ads are dying. Not tomorrow, but the writing is on the wall. I'll give you a link to the video from the CEO of Perplexity, where he outlines the future, and it's clear. AI is shifting powers from corporations to individuals, from platforms to people, from paid access to earned trust, and the executives who see this coming, who start building their experience, are going to feel the shift the most. It's already here. So let's thrive. If you want to go deeper and you want to explore AI as a strategic tool and build your experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness foundation with a community of like-minded executives, let's connect. We're building this future together. You can find the link in the show notes or reach out to me directly at the Concierge Office Suites. So until next time, keep chasing happiness fiercely and come along for the adventure as I explore my own path to happiness. You are leading it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Good night, good evening, good afternoon. Bye.